You know, guys, for a long time now, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof has kind of been one of the real standbys or gold standards of barrel proof bourbon. But I think, especially with their dropping age statements, I may have found something to give it a run for its money. We're going to check it out. Roll that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to T-Rod Whiskey, the internet's most okayest review channel of fine distilled spirits. Yeah, that works. Had a really busy, action-packed weekend. Spent some time with the guys over at Prepared Mindset Podcast, with Orion Training Group. Spent a weekend doing man shit. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at a whiskey that it's been on the market for a little bit. It's not local to Michigan where I live at all, but thankfully, the good folks at Ridge River were kind enough to send me a bottle of their barrel-proof bourbon for this review. Now, everybody knows that the age statement on Elijah Craig has been dropping the last 2 years, 3 years really, and it's kind of been peeving people off because it used to have like this great 12-year age statement, and now, you know, we're seeing some as low as 8 years on the single barrel picks, right? So I think this might be a viable alternative. We're going to find out. So what this is a 7-year barrel-proof bourbon from Ridge River. So Ridge River is located in Windsor, Colorado. No, not Windsor, Canada. Windsor, Colorado. It is age stated at 7 years, barrel-proof. This is bottle number 146, coming in at 116 proof. So not too shabby, kind of right in the sweet spot of where I like it. Now, just reading the back here. In the heart of Colorado, Ridge River whiskey pairs a deep connection to the rugged Colorado landscape with the timeless art of distilling. We're not just making whiskey, we're honoring a craft that celebrates the rich bounty of our local environment. From the pure, crisp waters of the Rocky Mountains to the golden grains cultivated on sun-drenched plains. We take pride in offering the essence of our craft to all, inviting everyone to savor an artisan whiskey infused with dedication, purpose, and a hint of mountain spirit in every bottle. Now, they say that. It says here on the back, you know, it's aged and bottled by Ridge River in Windsor, Colorado. And then in very, very fine print, just underneath the barcode, it says distilled in Indiana. Distilled in Indiana, of course, means MGP. So it is MGP distillate. However, it is aged in Colorado. So higher elevation, different climate than Kentucky to be certain. So we're liable to get at least a semi-different flavor profile than we would out of a normal MGP bourbon. Now you can see at 7 years, this one's pretty damn dark. Now I did get this a couple months back. I'm just kind of now getting around to doing the review on it and checking it out, but we've had some oxygen in it for a couple months already. So it should have opened up as much as it's going to, one would hope. So, good cork pop. Go ahead and get that in the glass so we can give it a little drinky poo and see what it's all about. So, yeah, I got a nice like 20 weight motor oil color kind of going on to this. I probably, you know what, that's not enough for a real review. Let's be honest. We need a little bit more than that. There we go. All right. So, swirl it around. Get it nice and coated inside the glass. All right. So let's go in for the nose. Oaky, which is to be expected. Chocolate, like a baking chocolate, not like a milk chocolate, you know, or a German chocolate, anything like that. This is more the baking vein. A little bit of like a burnt caramel, vanillas, and then there's something else there that's fairly desserty, like a mousse, like a caramel chocolate mousse, something that's just very kind of sweet that dances around the top. But it smells very inviting. There's not really a youthy factor to this. Oaky and chocolatey is kind of the two big ones I'm getting on this. So let's just dive in. Cheers. Okay, that is my first sip of whiskey of the last like 3 days. So I'm not going to try and pick too much off of that. Let's see. A little bit spicier than I would have thought. But like a baking spice note. Oak. Like a drying kind of... It's kind of drying on the back of the palate. The oak is there. No real caramel or vanilla to speak of. There's a... Like a muted white fruit kind of note. And then there's like a little bit of an herbaceous quality, an herbal note, like a black tea on the very, very end of this. So I would actually, if I was tasting this blind, I'd probably guess it was in that 115 to 120 vein of proofs. So it drinks right at its proof. Not quite as complex as I was kind of hoping that it might be. It's not bad by any means. It's just not particularly earth-shattering, as it were. I feel like there's more here that I'm not pulling out. Or maybe I just want there to be more here because it looks great. The color is fantastic. I'm just not getting much more out of it. Maybe like a dull molasses note. Like a flatter molassesy kind of note. Yeah, molasses and oak. That's kind of really all I'm getting on the palate. And then the finish has, I don't know, that sweet chocolatiness doesn't really come through, and it's not as dense as I really want it to be on the palate. The finish is okay. Oaky, a little bit of baking spice, a little bit of Japanese 5-spice, but that's just on the sides. That's not throughout. And it doesn't hang on as much as I wanted to. I would have thought by the way the glass looks that this would have coated pretty well, but unfortunately not. So to give this a score, I'm thinking 6.1. Is it good? Sure. Is it great? Not really. Is it an ECBP killer? Definitely not. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof would crush this in a blind, I'm almost certain. Now, I will tell you, they do have a 98 proof offering that I assume is very much the same mash bill. Yep, also distilled in Indiana, aged and bottled by Ridge River. I have tried this one. I actually prefer the lower proof to the barrel proof. That's just me, but here we are. I was sent both of these bottles for purposes of the review. I really appreciate Ridge River sending those out to me, giving me a chance to sample their whiskey. I think it's good. I'm just not, I don't think it's going to dethrone the ECBP. It might give Cardinal Spirits a run for its money, which is another underrated barrel proof that I have here in the Speakeasy, but maybe, that's a matchup for another time. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're still here, make sure you drop a comment, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're finding out when we get all the drop new videos, right? Hit that bell notification so you're the first to find out. But otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Cheers.